This is the wonderful contribution of a woman who has been sewing for decades, and as she is downsizing, had an ad on Kijiji that said, "Sewing room content free, come pick it up." She had to get this cleaned out rather quickly, so I started my car, went right over, and was so delighted to be able to take these things off of her hands. She was a wonderful woman, and I can see in her eyes this was really hard for her to do, and I told her, please know that these will go to someone who's going to keep and play with most of these things, or we'll find people who would appreciate them just as much. They will not go to waste. This hem ruler is amazing, and I will keep it, but I'm wondering, does it really start at 7 inches, or was there another piece maybe to the bottom that brought it down to 1? Not sure. Sewing books can never have too many of them, and I would truly enjoy going through them. And the Serger Overlock book will spend a weekend with me, and we will learn new things. We're going to go further into this plastic pattern, which is quite interesting. I think it's a skirt, but this pants looks like it's for that, but I think it's a skirt pattern. But again, great books that I will read through. Another Serger book. She did have in her a lot of things that belonged to her sewing machine, so I brought them back to her. She had like the button foot for her serger and some parts to her sewing machine that I knew she would need because she kept her sewing machine and a few things. These are the things she just wanted to clear out of the room to give her more space or to know that she's not going to use it. This SureFit Design dress kit came with a ruler and the contents of the box. Again, that's going to be a weekend I'm going to play with. Love the packaging. We have this beautiful little thing that someone probably gave her as a hanger for Christmas, an ornament. We have a fabric tucker never opened. We have these things. She was into the 80s. I know these were popular because I saw them with my mom, and they are fun. There's a zipper foot. There's a buttonhole, so you make sure you get the spacing right, I guess. I don't know, we'll figure that out. There's a corner tucker. There's all these wonderful little buttons that I have a 6-year-old granddaughter. I'm sure we'll play with those and have fun. There are these things that were, she must have done some stenciling. She did some embroidery. There's some beautiful work that I've seen, and I actually kept one of them. I'm going to learn how to knit. I got the basics, but between my granddaughter and I thought we would have fun doing that. And we did get knitting needles, to which she had like 20 pairs of knitting needles that a co-worker was very happy to take along with some booklets on patterns. There was also some yarn that we donated to a school's daycare. There's these different rulers we have here going on. I have no idea what this is. I'm not sure what this one is for. I think it has to do when you do all those little folds in your fabric and then you embroider on top of them. I know it's going to come into use sometimes because I like the fact that you could mark inches or half inches apart. So that was cool. This is for cutting an edge to a skirt or something that you want to have a really fun edge on it. Again, she had embroidery things, embroidery hoops. She had lots of zippers. My sister took the zippers because she makes lots of crafts. This is for when you make your bias binding and you're doing them for quilts. So that will come in future into my existence. I can't believe how lucky I was to get so many needles for sewing machines and sergers and even things to store them in. These will store them and sort them for you. So that was amazing. That in itself was a yahoo. This is fun. I bet you they don't sell these anymore. Home repair. The first one's for mattress, curved mattresses. Well, I don't know. I guess that's a thing. Upholstery needle, bent packing needle, carpet needle, sailor's needle, and a glover's needle. What's a glover's needle? Looks like a regular needle. I don't know. Never opened. She paid 29 cents. So we have needles for serging machines and even a leather needle. And then we have the wax, which you can put your needles in to continue to keep them so they slide through better. These are pins. All different. Nope, these are hand sewing needles. These are serger needles. These are pins. Like there's a lot of pins in here. So that's pretty fun. Again, actually some needles as well, sewing needles. So we have that. This is, I've never used one of these. I did want to get into this for when you put the hole and the snap in. And she had a whole bag full of these, so I know this was going to be played with. I don't even know what they're called. Snap fastener kit. So you punch it in with this, I guess. That'll be a weekend. That'll be fun. This is hem tape, I think, that you put on the bottom of your hems, and then I think I would sew on top of that because I don't know how sticky they are. This will be something fun my granddaughter and I will make. We have bias bindings, we have rickrack, we have ribbons. And you think this is all? This woman's been collecting for decades. Oh, there is more. There's what's on the floor. How many threads am I excited to receive? And serging threads. Delighted. And what's amazing with the serging threads is some of the plastic, you could squish it with your hand and the plastic would decompose. So that long red one that's sitting down there, I just squished it to see what would happen. So I'm going to have to transfer that somehow. But 2 baskets of serging threads and all these wonderful threads that will get used, and bobbins and bobbin holders and the thread holder baskets. I love it. I know the older threads are not as strong and they do decompose, so those would be good for when I want to do mock-ups of things and just kind of practice before I actually complete my, like practice on my mock-up, and then that way when I do the final one I'll use stronger threads. This is a beautiful embroidery and I hope she's not upset. I took it out of the frame she had because it was in her kitchen. So I took it out of the frame and I washed it, and I'm actually going to sew it on the back of my jean jacket, and I'm going to celebrate her whenever anyone says that's an amazing piece of art on your back. And I'm going to say it came from a wonderful woman who donated it to me. She has sewing patterns. I was expecting things because she's 85. I was hoping to get 40s and 50s, but she's pretty current. She's got stuff in there from like the 80s and 90s. So we have sewing patterns. We can go further into that. She has interfacing, many different interfacings that I can use. We have elastics for waistbands and buttons and buttons and buttons. And my most joyous of joys was to find these 2 booklets. This one here, I love ephemera, and it was sewing ephemera, so how much happier would that make me? So it's instructions for using your sewing machine number 99. Copyright 1927. And then when you open it, have you seen the Singer way to sew by electricity? Fit a Singer electronic motor to your machine. 1 screw attaches it and the machine will do the work while you guide the material. After dark, the electric Singer light throws its light to where it is needed, enabling you to see the stitching more clearly, prevents eye strain and fatigue, saves time and annoyance when threading the needle. Any Singer shop or Singer salesman will tell you about them. Joy! Come on, it's an amazing condition. It shows you your machine, all the parts. I actually have a vintage machine, but I don't know what number it is. I don't know if it's a 99. I don't think it is. Is it a hand crank? I think I do have a hand crank. I love it. It's just hints, machine working heavily, instructions for using the attachments, the binder binding. Oh, I guess it's the needle foot, the quilter foot. The foot hemmer hemming. The foot hemmer hemming, that's what it says. The tuck marker. The stitch, the 5-stitch ruffling pleating. I think this must be the last page because that is the front page, but it's just so joyful, so joyful, so joyful. And then we have the instructions for using Singer Sewing Machine 301, the Singer Manufacturing Company. As the owner of this entirely new Singer sewing machine, you have a machine revolutionary in design but made with the same care and craftsmanship that have been the hallmark of Singer machines for more than a century. This is 1952, 1953. So here's a book from the 50s. I'm sure she's had these machines. I don't know if she still has them. If she does, I would totally take them. But like I said, she's keeping what she wants, and that's what she should do. How to do your bobbin. These will stay with me. These are not going anywhere. Fashion stitches made without attachments. What? Tells you about your machine. Different feet for the bottom. That is so fun. Wow. I'm going to go through these and try them out as well. Well, here's a note you need to put on the back of the booklet. To all whom it may concern, the improper placing or removal of the trademark Singer or any other part of the trademarks of the Singer Manufacturing Company, all of which are duly registered trademarks, on any machines that have been repaired, rebuilt, reconditioned, or altered in any way whatsoever outside a Singer factory or an authorized Singer agency is forbidden. Forbidden. Love that. That's those two things, this embroidery that she did and the threads are so amazing. So then we go around the corner because now we have fabrics that she's kept over the years. And some of them, these are for slips. These ones here are for slips. These ones are upholstery, but this one here, I think, is a little piece. I'm going to either make a vest, a bag, or a collar, a removable collar for a 1950s coat that I am making. We have something that's going to make a great sweatshirt for a little one. We have a beautiful dress fabric right in here. We have some white, which I'm going to make a tank top. It has lining, and I think it's linen. And then we have these other fabrics. Again, there's like 6 of them that my sister took because she does amazing work. And I gave her the beautiful cottons so that she could make her things that she makes with for herself. Now, do we want to go through the sewing patterns? Let's do that, shall we? So first of all, we have this wonderful box to which you would have written your pattern numbers, the style and the size on them. And I never thought to put Vogue patterns sideways in a box because then they would fit. Why did I not think of that? But she would have had McCall's 352, Butterick 6741, Butterick 6768, hats and a vest from McCall's 6289, ooh, Vogue 9291. I love this because I do have a granddaughter who's 6 and I could make her a little jumper. This one, oh, she would love that one. So Butterick 5166, Simplicity 7192. Oh, if I could make her a bag, I think I'll have her make it with me. That would be fun. Simplicity 9443, Simplicity 9869. Those pants are kind of groovy. Simplicity 8104. That's probably from the 70s. McCall's 38788. That's a nice coat. I'm into coats. I do want to make coats. Burda Precise Fashion Fit, precisely what you're looking for. How to do fittings. Simplicity 4755. A travel skirt. The travel skirt. 1997. See, they're pretty. I know it seems like a long time, but it's more recent than what I have a lot of older ones. Butterick 4423. I like that. A bag. I like making bags. Crafts. So organized. What? How fun is this? Oh, you want to see the whole thing, don't you? A cover for your sewing machine. Adorable. Is that a thread holder? And that's a thread holder. A sewing machine cover. I like that fabric. I don't think it makes the little clothings. 1993. She has a mail at home order. Oh, it makes a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. I actually saw her hold a red one of this, and I think she uses it as a pin cushion. So that's cool. That's a sew away or mail in. I think I have this pattern. 3784. Quick Sew 2622. Butterick 3499. That's nice. Butterick 6084. And what is the Vogue one? Easy Vogue. It's designer somebody Van Futzenberg. Pattern 1548. And in this other box we have McCall's 3992. Those are cute. Up to size 18. Simplicity 7030. Burda dress with, I think that's the content of it. We all need one of these. Super Jiffy Simplicity 5740. That would be fun to make just for the fun of it. I think I might. McCall's 2604. Simplicity 7893. If you're into quilting, that's an amazing look. I think I have this skirt. Very Easy Vogue 9946. I'm pretty sure I do. Today's Fit 7027. Oh, those shorts are cute. Simplicity 7768. McCall's 8102. Butterick 3526. Simplicity 9018. McCall's 8006. McCall's 8474. Vogue 9175. They have that top. I like that top. McCall's 2669. McCall's 9361. Let's go back. Does it make the bag? Oh, it does make the bag. You know what? I'm finding embroidering on denim actually really beautiful. I did a sweater, I don't know, a pullover. I did a pullover with embroidery and I really liked it, so I might look into that one. 3352. McCall's 9361. Looks like a wrap dress. Simplicity, this is really thick. Simplicity 4635. Like that's a lot of pattern in there. Do they have a lot of sizes? Sizes 14 to 22, yeah. Ooh, they look like Chanel coats. Somebody's interested. Burda never opened at 2918. Still sealed. Simplicity 9926. McCall's 4603. I like me a coat. I like the shirt. What size? Up to 18. That's good. Always need a hat. Fashion McCall's 3835. McCall's 8405. Butterick 5927. That's beautiful, that one there. And McCall's 3740. So that's cool. So I found the knitting needles. These are what I took, but there was like another 20 pairs of knitting needles inside a beautiful casing that she'd made. And then she also had these wonderful thread catchers. So just so you know, when you leave things in the sunlight, it does fade the fabric, but that's okay. So I gave these a wash. I put them in the sun a little bit just to clean them out a bit. But these will sit by my desk and catch threads. And that's a fun thing to have. This one's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? And there was a magnet here that I'm going to put back that catches pins when you toss your pin at it. And it's a pin cushion and a thread catcher. And I think they're adorable. Oh, here we have a thread. Yay! This is something we need to explore a little further. It's a plastic. It's a great tablecloth. But it's a pattern that I think over the years the blue transfers. Here's a new concept. It's a plastic pattern, and if you look on this side, Safe Plastic Scraps, view, form, size 10 and 12. So here's A and B for the pant leg. Oh, what is that pattern? And here's for the other side. You flip it because that's backwards. But I don't know if that transferred for something else. That did. That came from here. See? The blue, it's one side. It transfers over there. So these are for the pants. I just made the connection. So this plastic pattern piece goes with this booklet. Which shows a plastic fitting. And this is Fantastic Fit Craft Method Series. Huh? I wonder how well that did.